Joe Biden is a serial liar. His entire career has been marred by plagiarism, gaffes, and falling flat on his face, literally and figuratively. He's the ultimate expression of a grifter, a man who has created nothing of benefit for our people, a man with the intellect of a sand flea, a man with no moral compass or any intrinsic value to honorable men or a just society. But last week, Joe Biden did the unthinkable, something so out of character that many of us had to do a double take. Joe Biden told the truth, and left-wing nut jobs dedicated to narrative over news made him pay for it. Joe Biden and the truth collide, but the lies win. That's my focus in today's preamble. Joe Biden's State of Disunion speech was packed full of anger, division, and vitriol. But at one point, Joe Biden strayed off his pre-approved venomous and deceptive script when one Republican of conscience confronted him with the harm that the Democrats and he are doing to our people.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand.
Not only did Joe Biden reveal the entire Democrat scam behind their illegal immigration campaign, he uttered the biggest and nearly the only truth of the night. Laken Riley, yes, I know he couldn't even get her name right. Laken Riley was allegedly killed by an illegal. It's important to note that the left wing in this country, championed by fake news outlets like the Associated Press, have been trying to muddy the waters surrounding illegal immigration for decades. The term illegal alien is the legal term of art. Illegal alien accurately describes a segment of people, those who were allowed by our government to break into the United States without permission. A legal immigrant is the opposite of an illegal alien. A legal immigrant comes to America fully compliant with our laws. Sadly, the pro-criminal party, as they do with so many things, has convinced the press and the Democrat voters to lump all lawful immigrants into the same boat with the illegal aliens. If you think about it, what do left-wingers care? They're only bashing and besmirching a bunch of people of color to advance their political agenda. That's par for the course for the Democrats, who are practiced at that. But after Joe Biden told the truth that Laken Riley's accused murderer is an illegal alien, his own party lashed out at him for telling the truth. Democrats, including Ilhan Omar, stupidly declared, "No human being is illegal." The statement from a wide swath of Democrats was false, specious, and designed to give Joe Biden cover so he could reassert the lie that illegal aliens, or newcomers as the regime has taken to calling them, are the same as those who come to America legally, and that all illegal aliens deserve our respect. And Joe Biden got the message.
During your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look.
Okay. To his credit, he didn't punch law-abiding Americans and the families of those killed by illegal aliens in the face by saying migrant. But Joe Biden wanted the sickos in his party and the biased press, like those over at NBC, to know he heard them. And he would get back to not drawing attention to the massive spike in illegal alien crime resulting from his purposeful and harmful open borders crises. And of course, the biased press and the Democrats won't be talking about the hundreds of thousands of victims of illegal alien crime committed by a class of people who shouldn't be and have no right to be here in the first place. But there was a silver lining to this whole episode. ABC's This Week explored all of this. Not only did Joe Biden show America and the world that he's weak and a captive to the most anti-American extremes of the Democrat Socialist Party, he also revealed something about the party itself as voters go to the polls and vote in primaries.
But then once again sort of caves to that far left sort of campaign staff level base within the Democratic Party, where you're worried more about what you called the murderer than you are about the woman who was murdered. And again, like when you're trying to actually reach those voters who are going to decide this election, not the Democratic base, but the people who don't like two of their choices here and are looking for some way forward, a total missed opportunity.
Yeah, well, that's right. When our countrymen are hurt or killed by horrific 100% preventable crime, the American people can count on Democrats to obsess over making sure we use the right language in referring to convicted and suspected illegal alien killers and thugs. In other words, Democrats only care about their criminal class and making sure that criminal class can victimize you and your family. Some might be asking, where does all of this lead? According to U.S. News and World Report, courtesy of the AP, it leads to Haiti. Seems the ruling class there used the ruthless gangs and criminals to achieve their acquisition of power. Now the gangs are too powerful and can't be controlled. The gangs have taken over the country. Doesn't that sound an awful lot like what's happening here? Now, given the state of the GOP, I can't say that they're the solution in every case, but I can tell you, if your goal is to turn our country into a murderous hellhole with no law and order, no stability, and no prosperity to speak of, then vote Democrat. However, if you're a real American, find an alternative to vote for in the primaries in the upcoming election.